on, everybody? Welcome to Chillin with Van Dillen, and now I've got the honor to talk to one of my heroes from college days, even though you're literally a month older than I am.
Oh.
Yeah, I looked it up. So we were just talking before, before we got to you, I was telling, do you have any weather stories? Like, well, the heaviest rain I ever saw was in Southern California.
It's true.
How's that
it's
possible?
It's terrifying when it rains there. Because it's like the windshield wipers can't operate fast enough.
Right.
And then everything immediately floods because it's not built for precipitation.
Yeah, it doesn't really trend very well when it's going in that direction.
Yeah, one time I was driving my older daughter, who at the time was an only child, and she was less than 2, and we're driving down the 405 at night, and she starts getting out of her. It was like the scariest moment I think I've had as a parent.
She's crawling out of her seat.
Yes, and it's like, and I'm like, stop it, stop it! But I can't take my eyes off the road because the water is filling the 405, and I'm terrified I'm going to hydroplane.
Yeah, of course.
Or that someone's just going to stop quickly in front of me, because people everywhere have a hard time driving in the rain.
Oh, yeah.
People in Los Angeles and Southern California, they are abhorrent.
I want to get to, actually, you grew up in Oregon, right? You're born in the Midwest, went to Oregon, and you're a triathlete.
That's right.
Now, let me ask you this. Where did you learn to do the triathlons?
I started triathlon in 1995 because at the time I was running and biking, and I hurt my knee, so I had to stop running. So I started swimming because I wanted to supplement the cycling.
Makes sense.
And once I learned how to swim, because I never really had lessons as a kid, so I had horrible form.
Right.
And so I had to take lessons and learn how. And then once I was running again, I was like, oh, I'm going to try a sprint. And I tried a sprint triathlon.
Right.
And loved it, and have been doing it ever since.
That's great. What's your favorite weather to do it in?
One of the best bike situations I've had was during Eagle Man when it rained the entire time. Because I was very comfortable on the bike in the rain, but I knew other people would slow down.
Yeah.
So I actually had a great time. And the nice thing about that is it's in Maryland in the summer, and it can be like the bike is completely open. There's no shelter.
Right.
So it can be very, very punishing. And the rain cooled down the temperatures. It was indescribable.
So biking in the rain is your thing.
I really like that. But the best run I've ever had was in Hawaii. During an Olympic distance race in Kona, and it was insanely hot.
Yeah.
But I had read this thing from Lance Armstrong that when he bikes in hot weather, the heat actually supercharges him. And I had a solid nutrition plan, so I didn't run out of electrolytes, which is always the risk in hot weather. Of
course.
And I was able to ratchet into another gear.
Are you training for anything right now?
The only race I'm signed up for is at the end of the year in December. And that's a 70.3, basically in Palm Springs.
70.3?
Indian Wells.
Listen,
it'll be my 4th time doing this race.
70.3 miles.
Yeah, yes, because it's a half Ironman. So it's a 1.2 mile swim, 56-mile bike, and then a half marathon at the end. And that half marathon is winding through a hilly golf course. It defies physics because it's hilly both ways. There's no downhill. I've done that race 3 times, and every time I say, never again.
You're doing it
so
again.
what did I do? I signed up again this year.
And that's 70.3. The 0.3, don't poo-poo that. That's the worst part.
Yes, and then the swim is freezing. It's like 48 degrees, and people get pulled out of the water with hypothermia.
Yeah, as you jump in, you're freezing up.
The run is like 85, so the temperature differential is maddening.
Why are you doing this?
I don't know.
Are you insane?
It's karma. I'm making up for something I did in a past life.
All right, listen, past life is what I want to ask you about. Alternative Nation. It was my go-to coming home from a hockey game at Saturday nights in college, the drinking afterwards, coming down, watching that on tape or if it was live. That show seemed like it was unscripted to me.
Very much so.
Was it were you breaking ground with that?
No, it was funny because I was so bad at reading teleprompter that I had to either memorize pages and pages of copy or just make stuff up on the fly. So that's what I ended up doing. And sometimes it was great, but sometimes the stuff that I would say would get everyone in trouble just by association.
Right.
So they would have me burn things. That means that they take the tape, they take whatever you just recorded, and they just send it right into a physical shredder to make sure no boss, no FCC,
that's great.
no one, it never sees the light of day.
There's no trail of that. So when you were doing the VJ stuff, did you actually pick the songs, or were they picked out for you?
No, I would do whatever I could. So there was a very powerful committee at MTV, and they decided what videos went into rotation and how often they were played.
Oh.
And the record labels would do whatever they could to influence this committee. And they were essentially impervious. And I lived with, my roommate was on the committee. And so I would lobby her all the time.
Fed her some things?
And I could never ask her questions.
Right.
But I would just be like, I love this band. Let's play them more. And she'd be like, maybe.
It was so great that there was a Murphy Brown character after you.
Yeah, I hated that though.
Did you?
Yeah, because McGovern was the character on
Murphy
Murphy
instead of
Brown.
Kennedy, it was McGovern. Okay.
And but they were making fun of me, and I was like, I knew they were a bunch of liberals, and like at the time, like I was an out conservative.
Yeah.
And I was just, I was mortified by that. I wish. If I had social media, if any of us had social media, I would have leaned into that.
You would, yeah.
And been my own McGovern. Like, yeah.
I would have torched this freaking
McGovern
place.
this.
There's a song written about you as well. Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah.
How great is this?
It's a beautiful song.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of, I knew listening to it the first time exactly what it was.
Right.
And I called Johnny Resnick and I was like, there are a couple lines in there that are kind of lame. He's like, yeah, I was really kind of mad at you when I wrote the song. I'm like, I got it. And then he thanked me on the album, and he thanked me as Lisa Montgomery.
And people are like, who the hell is Lisa Montgomery? It could have been worse. It could have been Alanis Morissette
I found
style.
the platinum record the other day. So
did you?
Yeah, they gave me a platinum record.
That's awesome.
For that album, A Boy Named Goo, and I found it the other day.
Wow, it was on. Holy cow! And you're amazing. That's a star quality right there. Do you have a star on the Walk of Fame anymore?
No, you have to pay for it.
$300?
It's something you have to buy.
Yeah, forget
Like
that.
you have to buy it, and it's thousands of dollars.
Is it that much?
It's political.
Yeah,
yes.
Of course. And we're not going to do that at all.
Oh no, I'll spray paint my own. Woo!
Well, Kennedy, I'll do it myself on a wall. And you got here at Fox Business, what, 2012?
Yes.
And you've been here ever since. And you're
I was John Stossel's correspondent. So he would send me to do all the stuff that he didn't want to do, which was really fun, but like highly dangerous.
Of course.
I mean, I was in so many. I've never had more precarious assignments than those for John Stossel.
I saw that
because
guy.
Every time he didn't want to do something, he would make me put my life in his hands, and then he'd walk away and be like, I don't know.
You know what the nexus of that was when he questioned the wrestler?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore. Let's Kennedy. Is wrestling for real?
Yeah.
Whack.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty real.
God, I love John Stossel.
Yeah, me too. He was excellent. Hey, how about a little this or that? I know your time is precious. You got to go. You got a thing. You got Gutfeld. You got the 5. You got Outnumbered. You got your podcast, the whole schmear. All right, West Coast punk or New York City punk?
I'm going to say not only West Coast punk, San Diego punk.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than the Stooges?
Yeah.
Better than the Cramps?
Well, no, I mean, the Stooges, like, that was a different era, but like my era, the 90s. A
little later, yeah.
San Diego punk rock.
All right, Beavis or Butthead?
Beavis. The Great Cornholio.
100%. Are you threatening me?
Beavis, my bunghole.
Are you threatening me? Beavis or Daria?
Oh, I love Daria.
Yeah, I figured. I thought Daria was you.
I don't think so.
No? I always thought that. Tats are clean.
Depends on the person, because some people have really silly, disjointed, ugly tattoos.
I've seen it, especially when you start to gain some weight and they get stretched out like silly putty. Not a good look.
You got to be careful about the placement as a young, because at some point you will not be young and the fat will redistribute itself.
Also the target. Grandma, what is that that's just above your belt line?
Oh, that's my tramp stamp.
Exactly. What, you got a walk-up song? What do you think?
Yeah, Sabotage by the Beastie Boys.
Beasties? Is Beasties your favorite?
One of them.
Okay. That's it. And the last one I ask everybody, do snitches get stitches?
It depends. If you went to West Point, there's an honor code, and you are beholden to let people know if someone is cheating.
Is that right?
Yep.
What do you get beat down for it?
Well, you can get expelled.
Well, yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
true. By the way, I asked Tyrus. He said, yeah. And I asked Dana Perino, and she, I didn't even finish the question, and she's yes. So you're in good company.
I'm not a snitch.
No, we're not rats over here. Kenny, it was a pleasure. I appreciate you.
Dillen.
And thanks for sticking the time in here. I know it was you got a lot going on.
Allowing me to do some chilling.
I appreciate it, because you got a lot of balls in here, a lot of plates there on the spinning sticks, but you crowbarred me, and I appreciate it.
All right, man. Now I'm off to get a tramp stamp.
I love it.